there. Now we're going to talk about fractions. We're going to talk about adding, subtracting, and mixed numbers fractions. First, let's talk about the numerator and denominator. The numerator is the number on top of the fraction. The denominator is the number on the bottom of the fraction. First, we're going to add fractions with the same denominator. For example, let's do 1/5 plus 3/5. Because the denominators are the same, remember the denominators are on the bottom, that means that we can easily do 1 plus 3 over 5. The denominator stays the same. 1 plus 3 over 5 equals 4 over 5. Now, let's do a subtraction problem with the same denominator. What if we had 4 over 5 minus 3 over 5? Once again, the denominator stays the same. They can stay the same over here as well. 4 minus 3 equals 1 over 5. Now, when we have a problem that has different denominators, that's called unlike denominators. That's when the numbers on the bottom of the fraction are different. Let's do an example of how we would solve that. Say we have 1 over 2, 1/2, plus 3 over 7. See how the denominators are the same, are different? The denominators are different. We need to find a way to get them to have a common denominator. And how we're going to do that is we're going to multiply them by each other. So 7, I'm going to put this in red too. 7 times 2 and 2 times 7. They give us a common denominator of 14. So I'm going to put that over here. Common denominator is 14. All right. Now we also have to multiply the numerators by those same numbers. 3 times 2 and 1 times 7. That's going to give us 7 over 14. And it's also going to give us 6 over 14. Now we have that common denominator. So we can go ahead and add 7 plus 6, which is 13 over 14. And there's your final answer. Lastly, we're going to solve another problem with mixed numbers that have unlike denominators and ones that we're going to need to find the greatest common factor. So first, let's start with our problem. 2/3, which is 2 over 3, plus, let's say, 3 over 4. All right? We have different, I'm going to rewrite that for different denominators, right? So what we're going to do is we also need to find the common denominator as previously shown. And how do we do that? Do you remember? We have to times the denominators by each other. So we'll do 4 times 3, and we'll do 3 times 4. That gives us our common denominator of 12. Okay. What do we have to do? Do you remember? We also have to times the numerator by those same numbers. 3 times 3 and 2 times 4. That's going to give us 8 over 12 and 9 over 12. All right. When we add those, we get 17 over 12. That's too big. We still have to find the greatest common factor. So we know that 12 only goes into 17 one time. So what does that do for us? We can do 17 over 12 minus 12 minus 12, which equals 0 and 5. So we know we have 1 and 5 over 12. Thanks for watching.